Hey guys, I'm Lorne Riseley, recently voted World's Sexiest Man and all-round greatest guy ever, and this is Defunct Games News, the most highly viewed and highest rated YouTube show in the world ever!
Oh. Coming up this week.
Microsoft blinks first as it drops details of its next-gen releases. We have details of the Toaplan Collector's Edition. The highlights to come include a late 4th entry to the next-gen console battle for supremacy? Stay tuned for more details.
So you're saying that was out for nearly 4 weeks, and no one knows what happened other than a suspicious calling card left by someone called Chael Lyric, who's apparently out to stop me from finding out what's going on here at Defunct Games.
Well, that's what we found next to you.
Right.
Yeah.
But why did it take you 4 weeks to come looking for me when I went missing? I mean, that's weird. Thanks, Carlos, by the way.
Welcome.
Anyway, sorry about that. Just trying to put the pieces together. It's been such a weird time, and I mean, the story seems ominous and needlessly dramatic. Oh well. Anything happened interesting while I've been away that you want me to cover? No, not even touching that. We'll save that for another time, shall we? Let's put that to one side and let's get into the nitty-gritty of what happened this week. So, exposition dump out of the way, let's get into the first big news story of the week, and when I say big, it's a doozy.
Initially leaked, but later confirmed in what Phil Spencer called an unscripted announcement by Microsoft themselves, the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S will launch on November the 10th, 2020, with the Xbox Series X retailing at $499 or £449, and the Xbox Series S retailing at $299 or £249.
Microsoft later released their super awesome, dope, hype-tastic release page thing, and it said,
on November the 10th, a new generation of console gaming begins. That's when our vision becomes reality, with the most performant, immersive, and compatible next-generation console gaming experiences, and the freedom to play your games with your friends anytime, anywhere. The Xbox Series X, our most powerful console ever made, and the Xbox Series S, next-generation performance, in our smallest console ever built at a more affordable price, will launch globally on November the 10th, with pre-orders starting September the 22nd.
So not only did they drop that dope, fresh info, while also bragging about the fact that the Xbox Series S has a superior CPU than the PS5, shade much, they also delved into what they're calling the Xbox All Access option.
Xbox All Access provides an Xbox Series X or Series S, along with 24 months of the full Xbox Game Pass Ultimate experience. In total, that means you'll get access to the next generation Xbox console of your choice, over 100 high-quality games to play on console, including next-generation optimized games, over 100 high-quality games to play on PC, an EA Play membership to play more than 60 of EA's biggest and best console and PC games, and over 100 games to play from the cloud. That's all apparently with no upfront costs and a low, quote, monthly price. The Xbox Series S will be available starting from $24.99 a month for 24 months, and the Xbox Series X will be available starting from $34.99 a month for 24 months thereafter, dollars not pounds, as a way of mitigating the cost.
So Microsoft coming out hard with a price point many predicted, but with the added edge that that price point over a elongated amount of time might entice people in who would otherwise wait to see which is the better price pointed console, be it the Xbox Series S or X and the PS5. They've really not done themselves any favors by calling it the S and the other one the X. It's like they're begging for it at this point.
And interestingly, Microsoft's last full year profit was 13% higher than the previous period at $44.3 billion. However, its Xbox division only accounted for 9% of its sales. By contrast, Sony's net profits shrunk by 36% to $5.4 billion, with Sony being more dependent on its PlayStation unit, which generated 24% of its sales. So despite the fact that the PlayStation 4 has outsold the Xbox One by a healthy margin this generation, and Sony now have the ability to tweak its price point and release date to compete or undercut Microsoft, some are predicting that Microsoft's Game Pass subscription, which will now include new first-party blockbuster releases, versus Sony's equivalent, PlayStation Now, which is limited to older titles, is likely to play a major factor in how this generation's console war plays out. Many favouring the all-inclusive nature of the Xbox, at least if that's what you pay attention to the people that responded to this announcement on Twitter are saying.
But let's all be honest, you don't care about any of this. It's all about the looks, people, and... well, let's all be honest. The Series X still looks like I'm going to be enslaved to some kind of hive mind, teamed with some bloke called Locutus. And the Series S, well, it looks like someone glued a household fan to the side of the box. I mean, even Oreos took a stab at bantering these people, and they're hardly anyone to barter and harass people about culinary expertise and artistic presentation. All joking aside, I'm contractually obligated to ask, who do you think is going to win the console wars? Leave us your thoughts in the comment section below.
Really takes those console wars seriously.
I know, I don't care either, but apparently people care that these people are doing war stuff even though they're all doing separate things. I don't know either. You're asking me these questions, I don't have any good answers.
Lorne, we're back live.
Anyway, it's now time to look at the week that was Defunct Games, and I think it can be summed up in one sentence. Wikipedia rules, baby! Yeah, that's right, me and Cyril the Shell, the golden child of Defunct Games, took part in the ultimate PlayStation quiz this week as a means of celebrating PlayStation's 25th anniversary and indeed kick us off on a series of quiz shows that will be released over the preceding weeks. Good news though, I'm the one hosting, so there's no chance Cyril's getting all of the answers right. Believe you me, I will humble the man.
You can do it!
But as far as the PlayStation quiz is concerned, well, there were highs, there were lows, but certainly the president and the highlight of my show was really the good old Google through Wikipedia West. You know, it's a great precedent, and I'm glad we've done it, and I'm sure all of you will come to love that rule in the coming weeks and months with the quiz. Always a quiz around the corner, always another quiz. So many quizzes that one wonders when we're going to stop. But anyway, go and check it out. You won't be disappointed, and be sure to check out all the other reviews and videos that Cyril had for you this week, because again, he's putting out splendiferous content, and you know, he's so good at what he does. You know, I love it. He's so good at it. Now, as some of you have come to expect here at DGN, we like to bring you the very best in gaming commerce news on a weekly basis. What's the new hot thing that's available for your bucks to go buy and indulge in some gaming nostalgia? Well, this week is no different. Then Retrobit has good news for you with the Toaplan Collector's Edition. The announcement of the all Toaplan Collector's Edition, as it actually says on my notes here. My apologies, overlords, please don't punish me. A smart looking collection of games that you can get separately, or if you buy them as a bundle, you have some incentive. For classic Genesis/Mega Drive era shoot 'em ups that are being given the collector's edition treatment with new productions, complete with new bonus material, numbered packaging, and things of that nature. Interested? Of course you are. Well, gamers and gamettes, let's take a closer look, shall we?
Dedicated to any retro gaming collector is Retrobit Publishing's Toaplan Collector's Edition. This reintroduction to the classic shoot-'em-up games that pioneered the start of the genre on the Sega Genesis features a never-released in North America Zero Wing and over 30 different endings. Fireshark with Masahiro Yuge's thoughts on his favourite bonus scenes. Hellfire and his take on challenges faced in the side-scrolling game. And Truxton with Masahiro Yuge's insight on making the music behind the game. With so many exclusive extras and the opportunity to get your hands on these rare Toaplan shoot-'em-up games for the Sega Genesis, you'll add 4 new games to your retro library.
So that's all some of the summary and selling part, but you want to know what you're getting for your bucks. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of what they have to offer you.
The prices include individual games at $44.99 in North America, with Europe forking out €39.99. However, there is a special pre-order price for all 4 games at $159.99 or €144.99 in Europe.
And as if you needed clarification, the titles that are going to be included are
Truxton, Hellfire, Fireshark, and of course, Zero Wing.
Not content to offer you effectively brand new games out of the box, if you buy any one of the collector's editions, you get the following.
The Nebula Truxton cartridge, the Zircon Hellfire cartridge, Airstrike Fireshark cartridge, the Plasma Zero Wing cartridge, a vivid and detailed full-colour instruction manual, reversible cartridge cover with embellished artwork, collector's embossed slipcover with custom design, special interview with developer Masahiro Yuge, individually numbered certificate of authenticity, and an exclusive vintage 80s puffer sticker set.
And as if that wasn't enough, if you get the all 4, the collector's pack, the package where it all comes in with the all-in-one pack, I don't know, it doesn't have a name here, but if you order all 4, you'll get the following goodies.
A commemorative slipcover to house all 4 games, a thank you card from Masahiro Yuge himself, and a Zero Wing collectible enamel pin.
All in all, a pretty enticing package, wouldn't you agree? Tons of content and quality, however I am now contractually obligated to plug something. Don't forget, it reads, that you can talk about how Defunct Games was in the instruction manual for Retrobit's versions of Holy Diver, Metal Storm, and R-Type 1 and 2, and that makes Cyril better than you, ha ha ha, signed, the bosses. It's fine, it's just an opinion based on fact. Anyway, we've included the link in the description, so if it piques your interest, then by all means, why not go over there and have a gander, with Christmas not too far away, so if you feel like you want to treat someone or yourself to it, then by all means, it's been a trying time for us all, I think you'll agree. And finally this week, we come to the stories where we just have a quick gander to wrap us up at the end of the show and get you off on a good note for the week to come. So why don't we get into it with what I'd like to think is perhaps the pseudo biggest story of the week. In fact, it's huge, it's momentous. A 4th entrant into the console wars between Sony, Microsoft and Nintendo. It's super cheap, available everywhere, and it's right now. Sounds goddamn awesome, doesn't it? Well, it's not what you expect.
Thune Turing, a California-based programmer, has pulled off one of mankind's greatest achievements and has made 1993's Doom playable on a pregnancy test. Thune was on Twitter for days to share their progress with an expectant audience. See what I did there? In making videos playable on a pregnancy test, including Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up and the dancing stick bug. But the clips of it running videos of Doom and the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim are what really captured the imagination of gamers everywhere. Now, full disclosure, Thune did replace the display and microcontroller, so the only part of the original tester is the shell, which may sound like a cop-out, but getting Doom running and playable on a 128 by 32 pixel monochrome display at 1 BPP is something none of us thought we'd ever see in our lifetimes. Not limited to the testing equipment normally utilised to indicate the fertilisation of a human egg, Thune's work is another in the legend of Will It Run Doom challenge that has seen classic first-person shooters become playable in Minecraft, on a microwave, a Leapfrog kid's toy, and even Chandler's laptop from Season 2, Episode 8 of Friends from 1995. Good episode, I hear.
Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Wilson. It's hell on earth. On to sports games news now, and Colin Kaepernick, the former NFL quarterback, whose political activism made him a diversive figure, that's an understatement to say the least, has been added into Madden 21 as a free agent after being left out of the previous Madden games for reasons that have nothing to do with his ability and everything to do with just everything that's going on in the world right now.
Quote, knowing that our EA Sports experiences are platforms for players to create, we want to make Madden NFL a place that reflects Colin's position and talent. rates him as a starting QB, and empowers our fans to express their hopes for the future of football, EA Sports official statement reads. We've worked with Colin to make this possible, and we're excited to bring it to all of you today.
Which, considering he was dropped in 2017 by the 49ers and hasn't had a whiff of first-team NFL actions, it's not so much as a tryout, which speaks volumes, frankly, because given that EA are the ones who have, embraced the cultural change and the activism at play with Colin Kaepernick's story, is a scathing indictment on anybody else involved in the situation, including but not limited to the NFL themselves, considering that EA are routinely voted the worst company in the world, not only by customers, but by its own employee base. Slightly political there, but frankly, missing 4 years of your career for taking a knee for something seems like a bullshit call to me, so I'm just glad to see him get the recognition that he deserves, finally, for being included in a game.
And when you look into it...
Great news for those among you with more Ferraris than sense now. Apparently, there's a PlayStation 5 being released that's worth approximately 500,000 times my annual net salary here at Defunct Games.
London-based luxury retailer Truly Exquisite is taking pre-orders for their custom gold, platinum and rose gold PlayStation 5 console starting this week from September the 10th. You can lock down your 24K gold PS5 for the low price of £8,099 or $10,500, or get one of the other versions for just slightly less if you're an income tax paying peasant. The price includes 2 matching DualSense controllers, one for you, one for your butler Jeff, and a PS5 3D Pulse headset. But you can buy the controller and headset separately if you want, but of course you won't. Because I want it now, Daddy! I want it now!
Wonderful bit of kit. Wonderful announcement in a time where pandemic runs rampant and austerity is the name of the game for most normal people. And here's me with barely enough money to keep the lights on with my budget as thin as it is. Oh, great.
2 hours later.
And okay, we're back. And finally this week, we end on a kind of a happy note, but kind of a somber one too. Turns out, gaming fans have been celebrating not 1 but 2 anniversaries this week, what with the Sony PlayStation, but also another cantankerous little so-and-so console celebrated an anniversary. The Sega Dreamcast, which was released in North America on September the 9th, 1999, no, you're reading it from a teleprompter, means that it officially celebrates its 20th birthday this week.
There are so many factors that fans love about this little bundle of joy, including its Tamagotchi-like VMU memory card and its online-enabled hardware. The fact that it was also the first 6th generation console, beating competitors like Sony's PlayStation 2, the original Xbox, and Nintendo's GameCube to not only store shelves, but the shirts of the greatest football team in history. Come on, you mighty Gunners! It also boasted an impressively large games library, including many games considered exceptionally creative and innovative, including Crazy Taxi, Jet Set Radio, and Shenmue, as well as high-quality ports from Sega's Naomi arcade system board. Sadly, the console didn't meet Sega's expectations, and after a change in leadership, Sega discontinued the Dreamcast on March 31st in 2001, withdrawing from the console business and restructuring itself as a third-party publisher. And in total, 9.13 million Dreamcast units were sold worldwide.
This has not stopped many fans of the console sharing their memories about what was a great addition to gaming in general, so why not follow that proud tradition and leave us some of your nostalgic thoughts about the Dreamcast or some of its games in the comment section below. I even have a story about the Dreamcast, and I've never played it. I've never even owned one. It's long and boring and has an ending that doesn't put me over, and I'm already shown in an unfavourable light by the bosses here, so let's just leave it at that for the moment, shall we? Well, that's been the gaming happenings of the week. My name's been Lorne Riseley, this has been Defunct Games News, telling you at home, kids, to get ready for a bloody console war battle, the likes of which have never been seen if the fanboys on Twitter are to be believed. Just reminding you though, kids, that it's hard to win a war before either console's been released. Now shush, Daddy needs his liquid medicine from the can he keeps in the corner he doesn't tell your mother about. In the meantime though, please be sure to go and check out some of the other videos that Cyril, God-given Cyril, has produced for you this week, including some reviews and other great shows, including the quiz. I was in that, so go and give that a thumbs up, please. I hope you're taking care of yourselves. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you soon, I hope.
Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Defunct Games News. If you liked what you saw here, then you should know that Lorne will be back next week with even more news. Now, here's the question I have for you. Do you have any fond memories of the Sega Dreamcast? And maybe, if we ask real nicely, Lorne will actually share his Dreamcast memory. Come on, you can't just tease us like that and not reveal. Who do you think you are, Twin Peaks? Anyway, let me see your memories in the comments below. In other news, tune in Monday for a Game Over episode that's filled to the brim with robots. Trust me, that's actually a really good hint. We'll also be reviewing The Suicide of Rachel Foster, Space Robinson, Bartlow's Dread Machine, and more. If that sounds good to you, then I strongly recommend you click that subscribe button and support what we're doing here. Until then.